Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. I'd like to call on Elder Thurley Levi to offer us a prayer as we begin the ceremony. Elder Levi.
Ogisok, Nigis wis bachtas am pisum bevado. Kedi mi dede mai gedlam sa das igil gesaula kila logo. Also mai gesut nis kam jugot kwevin. Ila bada dandel logo de jigala. Also mai gesut nis kam. Ila bada pidin wal. Mena gluk sis dandel logo ta. Pantaro kamla manual. Anke das war am sedweno. Ila bada dandel anke das ok de jig. Mena am sedwen lanke das wala de da. Oh, Creator, I ask that you come and join us in this ceremony. I ask that you cleanse their hands, everybody's hands, that they do good for all. Open our hearts, that we think of everybody, and cleanse our minds, that everything that we do, we will do in good. Walali, nandezit no kama.
Please be seated. Thank you, Elder Levi, for honoring us with that prayer this morning. Good morning. My name is Paul Ledwell. I'm Clerk of Executive Council and Secretary to Cabinet. On behalf of Her Honor, the Honourable Antoinette Perry, I welcome you to Government House for this swearing-in ceremony. This ceremony today has been modified to meet COVID-19 protocols. Bonjour, je m'appelle Paul Ledwell, je suis le greffier du Conseil exécutif et secrétaire du cabinet. Au nom de son honneur, l'honorable Antoinette Perry, je vous souhaite la bienvenue à la Maison du gouvernement. La cérémonie d'aujourd'hui a été modifiée pour adhérer au protocole COVID-19. Your Honor, Honorable Premier, Honorable Ministers, and Ministers Designate. Premier King has advised Your Honor of his wish to adjust the assignment of executive responsibilities within your government. In his letter to you of this date, he has outlined his recommendations for membership of the Executive Council, and for the benefit of those assembled, do I have your permission to read the Premier's letter, which you endorsed prior to the ceremony outlining the proposed changes. February 4th, 2021, Honourable Antoinette Perry, Lieutenant Governor, Province of Prince Edward Island, Government House, Charlottetown, PEI. Your Honour, it is my desire to make certain changes to the composition of the Ministry of the Provincial Government. First, it is recommended that the following persons, members of the Executive Council of Prince Edward Island, retain the offices to which they were earlier appointed. The Honourable Dennis King, Premier and President of the Executive Council. Minister responsible for intergovernmental affairs, Minister responsible for Indigenous relations, et Ministre responsable pour les affaires acadiens et francophones. Honourable Darlene Compton, Deputy Premier, Minister of Finance. Honourable Jamie Fox, Minister of Fisheries and Communities. Honourable Matthew McKay, Minister of Economic Growth, Tourism and Culture. Honourable Blois Thompson, Minister of Agriculture and Land, and Minister of Justice and Public Safety and Attorney General. Further, it is proposed that the following persons, also members of the Executive Council, be appointed to the offices indicated. The Honourable James Aylward, to be Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure. The Honourable Stephen Myers, to be Minister of Environment, Energy and Climate Action. The Honourable Brad Trivers, to be Minister of Social Development and Housing. The Honourable Ernie Hudson, to be Minister of Health and Wellness. and the Honorable Natalie Jameson to be Minister of Education and Lifelong Learning and Minister responsible for the status of women. All of which is respectfully submitted by Dennis King, Premier and President of the Executive Council, accepted this 4th day of February 2021 by the Honorable Antoinette Perry, Lieutenant Governor. Your Honor, do you accept these recommendations?
I do accept the recommendations of the Premier.
It is now necessary to swear to certain oaths, that certain oaths be sworn, specifically the oath of allegiance, the oath of ministerial office, and the oath of confidentiality. Your Honor, I'd be pleased to administer these oaths on your behalf. I would like to call on each minister to come forward and to take these oaths from the lectern, to place their right hands on their Bible, to submit to those oaths, and then to sign those oaths at the table. Begin with the Honorable James Aylward.
I, James Aylward, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors according to law. I further swear that I will serve Her Majesty faithfully and honestly, and that I will, to the best of my skill, knowledge, and judgment, execute the laws of this province and the responsibilities, powers, and trusts granted to me as the Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure for Prince Edward Island. And I further swear that I will keep confidential all matters addressed by the Executive Council, and I will not disclose any such matters to any person other than a member of Executive Council, except as authorized by it or as required in the lawful discharge of my duties. So help me God.
I'd like to call on the Honorable Stephen Myers to come and to swear his oaths. Minister.
I, Stephen Myers, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors according to law. I further swear that I will serve Her Majesty faithfully and honestly, and that I will, to the best of my skill, knowledge, and judgment, execute the laws of this province and the responsibilities, powers, and trusts granted to me as Minister of Environment, Energy, and Climate Action for Prince Edward Island. And I further swear that I will keep confidential all matters addressed by Executive Council, and that I will not disclose any such matters to any person other than a member of Executive Council, except as authorized to do so, or authorized by it, or as required in the lawful discharge of my duties. So help me God.
Now I'd like to call on the Honorable Brad Trivers to come forward to swear his oaths. Minister.
I, Brad Trivers, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors according to law. I further swear that I will serve Her Majesty faithfully and honestly, and that I will, to the best of my skill, knowledge, and judgment, execute the laws of this province and the responsibilities, powers, and trusts granted to me as Minister of Social Development and Housing for Prince Edward Island. And I further swear that I will keep confidential all matters addressed by the Executive Council, and that I will not disclose any such matters to any person other than a member of the Executive Council, except as authorized by it or as required in the lawful discharge of my duties. So help me God.
Now I'll call on the Honorable Ernie Hudson to come forward and to swear his oaths. Minister.
I, Ernie Hudson, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors, according to law. I further swear that I will serve Her Majesty faithfully and honestly, and that I will do, to the best of my skill, knowledge, and judgment, execute the laws of this province and the responsibilities, powers, and trusts granted to me as Minister of Health and Wellness for Prince Edward Island. And I further swear that I will keep confidential all matters addressed by the Executive Council, and that I will not disclose any such matters to any person other than a member of the Executive Council, except as authorized by it or as required in the lawful discharge of my duties. So help me God.
Now I would like to call on Minister Natalie Jameson to come forward and to take her oaths. Minister.
I, Natalie Jameson, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors according to law. I further swear that I will serve Her Majesty faithfully and honestly, and that I will do to the best of my skill, knowledge, and judgment, execute the laws of this province and the responsibilities, powers, and trusts granted to me as Minister of Education and Lifelong Learning, and Minister responsible for the status of women for Prince Edward Island. And I further swear that I will keep confidential all matters addressed by the Executive Council, and that I will not disclose any such matters to any person other than a member of the Executive Council, except as authorized by it or as required in the lawful discharge of my duties. So help me God.
Your Honor, this now concludes the swearing of oaths. I would now call on Premier King to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Bonjour, Kwe. Your Honor, thank you so very much for hosting us here, although it is a little different ceremony here this morning due to the public health restrictions that have become all too normal in our lives these days. I do know that my cabinet colleagues and I welcome the opportunity to visit with you here at historic Fanning Bank. And as always, you're a gracious host and make us feel welcome, so thank you very much. To my cabinet colleagues who are here today, accepting new roles, and to the rest of our team who are watching online in the cabinet room, I want to thank you for your dedication and your passion for serving Islanders. It is a true honor to serve in these roles. The privilege we are afforded is, above all else, the opportunity to make positive changes for the province that we so dearly love, and more importantly, for the citizens who call our province home. I'm very proud of the work our team has done since the election in 2019, but in particular these past 11 months during this pandemic. You have all served Islanders well during one of the most challenging times in our province's history. For that, I am grateful, and Islanders are thankful. The seas that we have been sailing have not always been friendly, and as the saying goes, it's rough water that makes good sailors. So today, we are proud to continue the voyage together and to set our sails for the next leg of this long and difficult journey as a government, as a team, and as a province. On May 9th, 2019, I stood in Georgetown at the swearing in for our new government, and I told you to be bold and to be brave. To date, we have been both. Today, I want to remind you of that, because now more than ever, we need to continue to be bold, we need to be brave, and we need to challenge the status quo. We need to be creative, and we need to continue to do what is in the best interests of the Islanders we serve. This pandemic, to state the obvious, has been very, very difficult. From lockdowns to vaccine rollouts to the roller coaster ride of emotion and difficulty, we have endured. Throughout it all, we've become the envy of this country and far beyond because of our dogged determination to protect our province and to do what's in the best interest of Islanders. And Islanders have been so supportive and unified in that effort. That approach in the pandemic has served us well. And we must not lose that drive and that ambition and that focus as we continue on the next leg of this journey together. This is the point in our journey where, even if we're tired, even if we want to stop for a break, even if we're fed up, even if we've had enough, that we must keep going. We must not rest on our laurels. We must be focused on what comes next and be prepared as a province to make this province the best that it can be. And though we can see the finish line, we cannot stand still and hope for the line to find us. We must meet the moment. And that's your job here today, to meet the moment of the new challenge. It is our job to lead Islanders as we face these challenges, as we meet these new challenges that are on the horizon. And we must do that with confidence, and we must do that, continue to do that, with that great island determination inside all of us. Each of you have been busy in your jobs, and today it's a busy day. You have a busy few weeks ahead of you as well. You need to get acquainted with new roles. You need to meet new staff. You need to seek out the opportunities and the challenges that you face in your ministerial roles. We're preparing for Her Honor to deliver a speech from the throne in just 3 weeks' time. And shortly thereafter, the 2021-22 operating budget. Your roles are important. The issues facing your departments must be addressed. I'm putting great confidence in each and every one of you to get to work immediately and to be ready to meet those issues, to deal with those issues today. I expect you to be ready for the legislative sitting, and I expect you to continue to do everything that you can do to the best of your ability to serve Islanders in your roles. I will leave each of you with this simple advice, the same advice we gave in Georgetown in 2019. Be bold, be brave, stay focused, stay committed, and stay humble. Those qualities have served us well in the past, and we will continue to serve Islanders well by following that advice in the future. So congratulations on your new roles. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Thank you, Turley, for the wonderful prayer at the beginning. And to all Islanders, I say stay healthy, stay strong, keep working. Thank you. Merci. Walalin.
Thank you very much, Premier. I'd now like to call on Her Honor, Lieutenant Governor Honorable Antoinette Perry, to come and share a few words, Your Honor.
Good morning, bonjour, quoi. And yes, thank you thoroughly for that wonderful prayer. It's so important to be centered, I guess, as we begin important deliberations like this. I wish to offer you all my most sincere congratulations on your appointments. I want to take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of all Islanders too, for all your contributions, your efforts in keeping us safe and healthy, in working with our Honourable Premier to do that. And I am sincere with that, and I like to take every opportunity I can, there are very few, and to thank you so much, and I know that you will continue to do so. Best wishes to you as you assume your responsibilities as members of the Executive Council in a new portfolio. And I would also like to wish you personal fulfillment as you carry out your new roles as well. May it be just life-giving to you. So with that, best wishes, bonjour, merci, thank you, Wilaliak.
Ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude the formal proceedings of today. I would like to thank you all. Thank Her Honor once again for your wonderful hospitality. Thank you, Elder Levi, for starting us off with that special prayer. Thank you all for being here. We wish you a healthy, happy, and safe day. Please rise for the departure of Her Honor. Thank you, everyone.